This is the palace of His Royal Highness Alhaji Dr. Muhammadu Kabir Usman, OON, ONN, LLD, Emir of Katsina. Early arrivals are already seated, awaiting the arrival of His Royal Highness. Please welcome to the turbaning ceremony of Alhaji Muhammad Aminu Bello as Wali of the Katsina Emirate Council. The criteria and procedure for the installation and election of Wali'n Katsina is principally based upon certain conditions. The first and most important qualification in electing a wali is his question of knowledge in Islamic injunctions. Other qualities of a candidate is his character and proven integrity. A person who is to be wali must be upright and having an unquestionable character. After a preliminary selection based on these qualifications, the Emir, his kingmakers, and the Chief Imam of Katsina Central Mosque nominate and elect the person to be the Wali. The Emir then directs his chief scribe to write a letter of appointment to the person who is elected to be the Wali. Following that, a letter of notification about the installation day will be sent to him. Traditionally, the installation day usually falls on a Saturday morning. On the day of installation, invited guests will arrive first, then members of the Emirate Council, the elected Wali with the kingmakers, and finally the Emir, respectively. On the directives of the Wali'n Katsina, who is the head of the kingmakers of the Emirate, the Wali is called forward to come and sit down in front of the Emir. The Kaura thereby present the Emir with the traditional turban that is to be worn on the new Wali as a symbol of office. The Emir, being assisted by the kingmakers, puts on the turban on the elected Wali.
وعلى آله حق قدره اللهم سددنا في القول والعمل وأسقنا من الخطايا والذنب وتكن لنا أجمعين يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم صل على نبينا هاشم سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما الحمد لله رب العالمين.
After that, the chief imam of Katsina will be directed to present the Holy Quran to the emir, which the emir will finally present to the Wali elect as his source of authority in legal justice.
وصلى الله على نبينا الكريم جماعة الفقهاء إن شاء الله نجينا ما في دولة الذي جرى أمين شكرا ما بعد عليه شيء من نيجيريا محمد لوال ويست wakilan gwamnoni wakilan sarakuna da suka zo wannan wuri mun ta tafi matamina da kagara da ma'aikatan gwamnati yauki da suka zo da manajoji assalamu alaikum wani abin da zan ce maka kamar ya mace misali zarratin ta kafa gare ka abin da kakanka ya yi umarka ya yi za shi Allah ya sanya kai kuma za ka zaɓi yanzu kullum abin da nake zari komi za ka yi abin da kake so a yi ma in ko kai abin da ba ka so wallahi kai ma za a yi maka abin da ba ka so Allah na kishi bayan yana bukatar su yana son su in kana neman ka tafi da Allah da ko wulakanta ba wani wulakanci na ɗan adam babban al'amari ne ga ubangiji da ya tabaraka wa ta'ala haka ya zama mu cikin addini in kana so ka taɓa Allah ka taɓa ba wani sannan jama'a abin nan mai arha da kawai da yawa sun fari abin nan mai arha gare ka farai amma ka aka tare da Allah ita ce sallah النبي لا شيء لا تعرف لا تجواب تعالى نقوم مصحبه شيء ليه هذا لما متعدوا لا بأمر الإمام كما لا يعلم متعدوا لا الله أو يسكن ساعة سكن رفيقة مدينة ولا
The Wali will afterwards be directed to rise and go back to his seat to wait the departure of the emir and his entourage. The Wali installed now rises to depart with invited guests.
ga magajin gari na ga suna
The Wale, in company of his relatives and well-wishers, will now mount on a horseback and go round the city of Katsina before proceeding to his ancestral home, where he will be welcoming and accepting congratulatory messages from well-wishers. After the occasion, the Wale now report for duty. His office is situated within the Emir's palace. At the time of its establishment in the 1950s, the Wale title had a wide-ranging functions in the Emirate Council. These rules or functions were more concerned with the dispensation of justice and religious affairs because of his status as the chief alkali of the entire Katsina Emirate. As we have already noted, the title holder had an office situated within the Emir of Katsina's palace. The status of Wale is exclusively given to Islamic scholars. The first Wale of Katsina was a learned Islamic scholar. And the Wale, according to the dictates of the Holy Quran, dispensed justice. The Wale administers oath of office to the district and village head who are appointed by the Emir. During the swearing-in session, the Wale presents a copy of the Holy Quran to the district or village head to be their guiding principle. And also, the Wale swear in newly elected alkalis of the Emirate. By virtue of his position, the Wale passes final judgment over unresolved court cases which are presented before him by the alkalis of the Sharia courts across the Emirate. Other judicial powers of the Wale include hearing and passing judgment on special cases brought before him by district alkalis, for example, case of inheritance, homicide, and armed robbery within the Emirates. The Wale and the Emir mount on a horseback, leading other alkalis on 8 days to the praying ground. This practice, known as Hawan Salah, puts the Wale amongst the entourage of the Emir so as to take care of any religious, judicial, legal matter that might arise in the course of the journey. Principally, the Wale undertook investigation into the activities of alkalis in courts across the Emirate to ensure probity. At any time an act of dishonesty was discovered in any of the alkalis, he would bring such a case to the notice of the Emir. The Emir, in his capacity as the final authority, reserves the right and prerogative to either warn such an offender or dismiss him. Also, the Wale may write a speech for the Emir to read at annual events or to throw light over new developments in the Emirate as he so wishes. The Wali also assists in the distribution and collection of zakat in the Emirate. He also acts as the scribe in the Emir's courts. His duty was to maintain correspondence between Katsina Emirate and other emirates. However, the above mentioned were functions performed by the Wali during the early colonial period. But in the post-colonial period, the position of Wali becomes weakened, like many other traditional titles. This, however, is due to the fact that traditional institutions in the post-colonial era become merely symbols of culture, prestige, unity, and peace amongst the people. This is because of the introduction of a colonial structure of administration. The title holder of Wali is now dispossessed of any legal function with the introduction of the national constitution. Formerly, the Wali functioned as the Alkali of Katsina, deriving his authority and source of justice from the Quran. This was replaced by the introduction of a national constitution to replace the Quran. The constitution empowers the Grand Hadi, who is approved by the state government to be the replacement of Wali as the chief dispenser of justice. The Grand Hadi derives his source of authority from the penal code, the constitution. The development fundamentally made Wali title holder in the post-colonial period to function as a non-judicial authority in the Emirate. Wali was left with the function of being a special advisor to the Emir on general issues within the Emirate and other specified functions. The relationship which exists between the Wali Sarauta title and other traditional titles in the Emirate is that built on mutual understanding and cooperation. It is understood that they share similar goals and objectives and are bonded by common history, customs, and traditions. A great deal of mutual cooperation is exhibited by these traditional titles in exchange of ideas and a division in the cost of discharging their varied responsibilities in the Emirate. The Sarauta of Wali, like other traditional titles, is among the inner caucus of the Emirates Advisory Council. Moreover, the Sarauta shares a historical linkage with other Sarauta in the Emir's Council. This is because the first Wali of Katsina was a junior alkali in the Emirate before he was appointed as Wali, and before the coming of the Europeans, alkalis in the Emirate were directly under the Emir of Katsina. Back to his own compound in Katsina in the evening of the installation, the newly installed Wali hosts friends and well-wishers to a gala night of entertainment. the departure of all the guests, it is time to sit down and look into the future.
I've walked, I have sat down, I have seen how my late father handled the title, and Alhamdulillah, I married from a royal family, and I've learned a lot and I've seen a lot from my in-law, the Emir of Dutse, His Royal Highness Alhaji Dr. Muhammad Nur Sanusi. And when my father was at Mina, I happened to stay too, because he's also married to a princess, my mother, Haji Aminu Bello, the daughter of the late Emir of Mina. So, and from there I have seen how other traditional title holders interact with the emirate and with the society at large. From what I'm going to say, if you look at the title, it's more of an Islamic title, somebody who is learned, somebody who is upright, somebody who contributes to the society and the emirate at large. What I'm trying to do at my capacity at Wali'n Katsina, for Katsina people, for the country at large, I will try as much as possible to give my own contribution. I try as much as possible, first and foremost, to see the possibility of setting up a kind of foundation, maybe something like the Wali'n Katsina Foundation, whereby I will try as much as possible to set up a kind of Islamic school, the Wali's library. We're going to launch a book in the near future. I'm having plans for that, whereby we'll put the legacies of my late father, my late grandfather, my late grand uncle, Alhaji Dr. Abubakar Imam. It's going to be a kind of memorabilia, a big book, whereby you see their legacies, their work, what they have done, how they have contributed to the emirate, to the country at large. So I'm not going to change anything to that, but I'll try as much as possible, just like I said, both in the Western education, Islamic education, to try as much as possible to contribute my quota. And I have my uncles, like Alhaji Aminu Bello, who's also an Islamic scholar, Alhaji Sani Imam. We have my namesake, Alhaji Aminu Bello. We have Alhaji Mustafa Imam. So this, just like I said, these are all my uncles who are well learned and versed in Islamic education, and they've been guiding me. So I'm going to try as much as possible within the emirate and outside the emirate and the country I'd like to give my little contribution to that.
And so, what does the mother, uncles, and other relations of the new Wali say of him as a person and his appointment as Wali'n Katsina?
It's not easy to say much about your own child, but I know that right from his youth he has been a very hard-working, striving person, and is committed, is trustworthy, and is reliable and dependable. So I hope that these attributes will continue with them, so that he can forge ahead in life and be able to shoulder the additional responsibilities that God has bestowed on him. In addition to his normal office work, he should be able to carry not only the entire family along with him, but the entire emirate, and in fact all Nigerians that he comes across, because he will now be representing his own community here in Katsina wherever he goes. So he has to be, hardworking. He has to be loving, he has to be helpful, he should be dependable, and all that it takes to be a leader. And we just pray to God that God in His infinite mercy will guide him aright in the process of developing to be exemplary as his late father was.
I've known him to be very, very honest, gentleman, hardworking, generous, simple, disciplined, courageous, very close to the grassroots. He has a very broad outlook. He's modern while traditional at the same time, and basically these are the things I think I can.
This is something all the family has been praying for. We are praying for this to happen, and it has happened. So we are taking Allah in His infinite mercy to guide him to the right way, as being a responsible son, a responsible father to his child, and a responsible brother to his younger brothers and sisters. So we hope he's going to be a responsible man, having this responsible and great title given by the Emir of Katsina.
Babban shawara da zan iya bashi yanzu Allah ya dora masa, ya bashi, ya kashe wani matsayi, ya dora masa nauyi da girma. Alal hakika babban al'amari a wannan yanayi da ya samu kansa shine hakuri. Muddin Allah ya baka mulkin jama'a, ba abin da za ka yi da ya fi haƙuri. Dole ne duk yadda kake sai an saba maka. Tun da kai ne babba yanzu, dole ka ɗau nauyin kowa kuma ka haƙura da halayyar jama'a da kai. Wannan shi ne babbar shawara da zan bashi. Tun da shi dama mutum ne mai bi. Idan baka bi ba za a bi ka ba. Wannan matsayi da Allah ya kai shi ya dubi zuciyarsa ne mai alkhairi, ya tabbatar masa da wannan girma. Ai sarauta musamman ta Walin Katsina ai ban karamin al'amari, kuma ya samu kansa a cikin wannan lokaci na shekaru da basu ja ba. Kaga wato yana da ƙananan shekaru ya shiga sabon manya. Kaga wannan ba karamar martaba ba ce Allah ya bashi. Allah ta shi.
I don't think that the people of Katsina will have any apprehensions about a young person, shouldering this big responsibility, in the sense that they know the background of his family, they know the kind of training that the family of Wali'n Katsina has received over the years from their grandparents up to today. And for his age, over 30, I don't think he's such young that people will worry about. And having seen that he has held responsibilities where he is working now, that also gives some confidence that he's equal to the task.
I pray for long life, and I wish him a very seamless and smooth tenure, because the role should be a life role, and inshallah I pray he live to have an impact in the Emirate, and also to serve as a role model to other people, young people, and he should be able to carry out this huge responsibility, because it's a very huge one, with ease. And basically his prayer, will continue to pray for him, and as we will urge others to pray for him as well, so that he can succeed and also achieve other things as well. Alhamdulillah.
He's a very generous person. That's the most striking quality that he has. He is very generous and very accommodating. He brings in all sorts of people. He doesn't discriminate. He doesn't choose his friends. He just takes in everybody. he welcomes everybody with open arms, just like his father did. So I'm proud to say that he's a very good person. He's a good man and a generous person.
What is the vision of this young, vibrant, and dynamic new Wali of Katsina? We hear them speak.
When I looked at the society at large, I start from home. I look at Katsina. Some of our people are a big backward in terms of Western education. And I look at a lot of children outside begging, so we want to eradicate people of that. We want to increase a lot of awareness in terms of Islamic education. So what actually gave me the idea of setting up a foundation, because I mean, we have to start somewhere. And I look at the best way we could do this is trying to enlighten people on education, trying to enlighten people, trying to assist people. We have so many programs. When you are setting a foundation, I'm working with a lot of international NGOs. I'm working with local NGOs in Nigeria. We're trying to look at what we can contribute to our people and the country at large. So when we put up all that together, I think we form a foundation. First and foremost, we're going to have a launch of the book. When you launch a book, it's a kind of charity whereby we try as much as possible, whatever, no matter how little contribution we get, we'll put it into the foundation. And the people that are going to benefit are going to be basically the Wali'n Katsina family, other people that are less privileged. And what we'll do, just like I said, well, there are going to be so many programs. We're going to arrange seminars, Islamic lectures, whereby there are going to be a lot of preaching. We're going to renovate a lot of mosques that need rehabilitation. We will supply mats to the mosques. And this book we're doing it in collaboration with the Emirate Council. So we'll try as much as possible to bring the Emirate Council, bring the government on board. Then try to bring the close friends to my late father. Like we have Alhaji Dr. Umar Mutalab, we have Alhaji Aliyu Salah, we have the Emir of Duze, the Emir of Suleja, the Emir of Mina, the Emir of Benawari. So we have a lot of people which are in the society which we are very close associated to the family. So we try and bring them together, and inshallah we will make a lot of contributions to the society.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم wannan a madadin mai martaba sarkin Katsina yau za mu sa harshashin ginin wannan makaranta da kuma Islamic Center. Allah Ubangiji ya ba mu ikon gama wannan abu. Allah Ubangiji ya albarkanci wannan guri. Yaran da za su amfana wannan guri Allah Ubangiji ya ba su ilimi wanda zai musu amfani duniya da lahira. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Assalamu alaikum. Mai martaba muna so ya fahimci abubuwan da muke niyyar yi a wannan Muktar Bello Islamic Center. A farko dai akwai taswiran na filin gaba daya da ya nuna sashin masallaci da kuma sashin da za mu gina makaranta da library. Dan daga ƙasa na biyu akwai ajujuwa na farko da na biyu da na uku, akwai kuma ɗaki na wanda zai kula da makarantar. Akwai ɗakuna guda 2 wanda muka tanade su saboda 'yan bautan ƙasa. Hawa kuma na 2 akwai ajujuwa guda 5, library da computer center. Hawa na 3 kuma akwai ajujuwa guda 5 kamar yadda na 2 yake. Sannan kuma daga nan na 5 an nuna sashin ginin ne, na 6 kuma an nuna yanayin ginin ne in muka gama yadda zai fito. Dan daga nan kuma kashe mun nuna yadda ginin in aka gama aka yi fenti yadda zai zama. Muna fata Allah ya ba mu ikon kan da wannan aikin da wuri. Allah ya sa mu dace. Godiya muke mai martaba.
Concerning my role, because obviously I'm going to deal with the Emirate Council itself, the kingmakers and other people. If you look at the kind of background I come from a very humble background, and I grew up from a very large family whereby we just interact with each other, and before God and man, we're all the same. So the kind of relationship I'm going to have, it will be the same kind of relationship I'm going to have with the people up. With the Telagals, if you come to the Wali's house, you find a lot of people grew up there. We all sit down, we eat together, we pray together. So the same thing applies to the people you feel up. So to me, there is no more difference. We try as much as possible to communicate with each person on his own level. I don't think there is much difference. It all depends on the communication, how you communicate with people and how you manage people. And this is something I've learned. Mind you, I was head of LNG Abuja office here, whereby I have worked with the people of National Assembly, people of ministries, people of Parasata. So it's the issue of people management. It's something you have to learn to manage people, either big, small, rich, or whatever. And I think I've gained a lot of experience there. And I have, just like I said, I've seen my daddy because I've seen how he has managed a lot of people. He was the MD of Nigeria Security Printing and Minting, a very big organization, having a capacity of about 3,000 workers. So I've seen the way he handles them, the way he manages them. So to me, I don't think there's much difference in managing people.
With Alhaji Aminu Bello in the saddle, the sky is not just the limit, but the springboard of greater things and a brighter future for the people of the Katsina Emirate, Katsina State of Nigeria.
I have every desire for each and every person from Katsina. I want to wish everybody everything of life. I was shocked the kind of people I saw when they came to my turbaning. I hardly go to Katsina. I go spend about a week or 2, but I was touched. I had to cry because of the crowd that I saw. So my arms are open to each and every Katsina person. At my capacity as Wali'n Katsina, I'll try as much as possible to render all my assistance in whichever way I can.